Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to figure out what companies are really saying when they file all their official papers with the government. And today we have a real doozier company potentially leaving the big leagues. So let's dive into exactly what is going on. On the 20th of November 2025, Protagenic Therapeutics Incorporated, the company we're looking at today, got some pretty grim news. They received a notification from Nasdaq, the big stock exchange, where their shares are traded. And this notification basically says, hey, you are not following our rules anymore. The specific issues are twofold. First, the company does not have enough value in its overall assets, minus its debts. This is often called stockholders' equity, and Nasdaq has a minimum requirement. For this specifically, they looked for at least $2.5 million in stockholders' equity, and Protagenic is falling short there. The second reason is a big one. They missed a deadline for filing their quarterly report on Form 10. Q for the period ending the 30th of September 2025. This is like missing a homework assignment with your teacher. Only this teacher is the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, and the consequences are much more serious. Nasdaq rule 5250C1 is all about making sure companies are transparent and on time with their financial updates. Now here is where it gets really bumpy, because Protagenic Therapeutics Inc. has only recently cleared up some past compliance issues. They are under a special monitoring period with Nasdaq a whole year long. And because of these new violations, Nasdaq has decided to delist the company's securities from the Nasdaq capital market. But it is not over yet. Protagenic Therapeutics Inc. plans to fight this. They are going to request a hearing with a special panel at Nasdaq to try and appeal this decision. A timely request for a hearing will automatically put a hold on any suspension of their stock for at least 15 days, and the company will also ask this panel to pause any suspension while they wait for the actual hearing. This means that for now, at least their stock will continue to trade on Nasdaq. However, and this is a huge however, there is absolutely no guarantee that the Nasdaq panel will agree to let them stay listed, or that Protagenic Therapeutics Inc. will be able to meet Nasdaq's rules in the future. So while they have a chance, the odds are definitely not in their favor. Following this news on the 26th of November 2025, the company put out a press release to let everyone know about the Nasdaq notification, and their plan to appeal this tells you they are trying to be upfront with investors even when the news isn't good. But remember, this report itself is giving us the details about that announcement. Now let's talk about what this all means for Protagenic Therapeutics Inc. from a business perspective, being delisted from a major exchange. Like Nasdaq is a really big deal. It can make it harder for a company to raise money in the future, as investors might be more cautious about buying stock in a company that isn't on a prominent exchange. It also impacts their reputation and can make it more difficult to attract and retain top talent. The company is clearly in a precarious position. They are battling two significant compliance issues, likely stemming from financial difficulties, and now they are in a race against time to satisfy Nasdaq's requirements or face the consequences of being moved to a less liquid over the countermarket, or worse, completely delisted. Looking at the bigger picture, this situation highlights the constant pressure publicly traded companies are under to maintain financial health and adhere to strict regulatory standards. Nasdaq's rules are there to protect investors and ensure that companies are stable and transparent. Protagenic Therapeutics Inc. struggle shows that even companies in specialized sectors like biopharmaceuticals face these significant business challenges. So what's my take on all of this? Protagenic Therapeutics Inc. is in a serious bind. Being notified of delisting is a major red flag. Their financial health likely has some deep-rooted issues, considering they are failing on two fronts: stockholder equity and timely reporting. This really puts the ball in their court to either dramatically turn things around with their finances and reporting, or prepare for a significant shift in how their stock is traded while they have the right to appeal. It is a long shot, and Nasdaq's decision to delist them indicates they've lost confidence in the company's ability to meet continued listing standards. The biggest risk here is further erosion of investor confidence and difficulty in accessing capital, which for a biotech company focused on research and development can be a death sentence. The opportunity, if they manage to pull off a miracle turnaround, is to regain trust and demonstrate a path to sustainable profitability and compliance. For now, Protagenic Therapeutics Inc. is on thin ice. Their future trading status is uncertain, and investors need to be extremely cautious about any potential upside given the current challenges. Alright, that is our breakdown of this particular filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.